Bonjour Étienne, comment ça va?
Bonjour Brigitte, ça va bien, merci. Et vous?
Ça va bien, merci. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Étienne. So let me ask you, what made you want to learn French?
For a long time, I've wanted to really get good at a second language, but never got around to it. And now here I've just recently retired, so I thought, oh, now's the time to learn another language. And I was really given some incentive because some work I picked up, some consulting work I picked up, is located in Gabon, Africa, with the Nature Conservancy. And I'm finding that Gabon, they only speak French there. So I needed to learn French quickly. So that's when I found Brigitte.
Excellent. Merci beaucoup, Étienne. And we can't wait to hear about all your travels, in Gabon. I'll ask you that later. But tell me, Étienne, what made you decide to join the Bonjour Brigitte program?
One of my relatives had discovered Bonjour Brigitte, and when he learned that I was going to Gabon and I wanted to learn French, he said, "Oh, you should give this a try." And actually, I was with him, and I joined him on one of the conversation cafes, and I thought, well, this could work, so I signed up.
Excellent. Merci beaucoup, Étienne. And how have you enjoyed the program so far?
It's been really good. I've been involved for about 3 months now, I think is probably right. Um, I feel like I've really accelerated. I did take French in elementary school, like up through 8th grade, but that was a long time ago, believe me. No French since. Um, but I really feel like it's tied it all together, both the combination of the um, practical vocabulary and how they conjugate verbs and things like that, but also the conversation cafes where we get real life back and forth trying to speak French with each other has been really beneficial, I think.
Wow, merci beaucoup, Etienne, and you are an amazing student. And yes, like you said, you have accelerated so much. It has been amazing to watch. And so let me ask you, Etienne, what has been your favorite part of the program so far? Everything or the conversation or
Wow. Yeah, I think my favorite part is actually the combination of those two aspects. The online training class where we're just doing self-paced, follow the lessons uh, through, combining that with the conversation cafes, that uh, interaction of the two modes of learning, I think is beneficial. It's worked well for me.
wow, merci beaucoup, Etienne. That is wonderful. And actually, Etienne, we would love to hear, about your trip to Gabon, when you landed and everything and how you had to learn, how you had to speak French right away.
Well, that is an amusing story. So this is just 3 weeks ago that I flew into Gabon. Libreville is the capital, and the plane got in at 9 o'clock at night. Um, took an hour to get my suitcases. The airport was chaotic. It was nothing short of chaotic. And I got through customs, got out the door, and there was supposed to be somebody there with a sign saying, Mr. APN, but there was no driver. There was no driver. I walked all around trying to find my driver. Meanwhile, there were all sorts of people coming up to me. Oh, sir, taxi, taxi, you know, wanted to take me, but I knew that was not a good idea. So, and nobody spoke English, not the security guards, not the tourist information, nobody spoke English. So I had to use French right off the bat. So I'll give you a couple examples. Hey, je suis ingénieur et consultant. Um, First thing I knew I needed cash. So I knew the taxis, I was going to have to take a taxi to the hotel. Um, they don't take credit cards. And I didn't have any Gabonese money, the Central African franc. So I needed to find an ATM, but there were no ATMs around. I couldn't find an ATM.
Oh, no.
So I did find a security guard. I was able to say, Pardonnez-moi, monsieur, je cherche un ATM. Je cherche un ATM. So oui, dans cette direction, à gauche. Oh, oh my gosh, that's like a scenario right out of Bridget's lesson. So, I found the ATM, I got some cash, and now I had to find a taxi, tell the taxi driver where I'm going, how much does it cost, ça coûte combien, before I got in. And he took me right to the hotel. It was very good. And then one last thing, in the hotel, just a small boutique hotel, 10 rooms. The whole check-in process, nobody in the hotel spoke English, not the front desk person, nobody. But the scenario that played out was an exact scenario out of Brigitte's lesson on checking in at the hotel. It was like unbelievable. So she got me to chambre numero 8, and everything was fine.
Wow. Wow, Etienne, I love that story, and I'm so proud of you because, yeah, you were just thrown into the situation, you had to speak French right off the bat, and it was essential for you surviving your trip. And not only did you speak French, but you spoke with confidence and, you were able to interact with everyone.
Yes.
So just
And it
amazing.
helped. It really helped with the business people there because I was there for a week's worth of business with the Nature Conservancy, and just the fact that I was trying my best, to speak French, at least to converse a little bit, really made they made me feel welcome because I was trying, and they knew some English there, and they had a translator for me as well. But it was really good, quite beneficial.
Yes, and the work you're doing in Gabon is so cool. Forest management.
Yeah, well, the rainforest, preserving the rainforest, managing it sustainably is what this big program is.
And Etienne, it's so amazing that you were able to use your français to connect with your colleagues, and you're going to be going back in about 3 months, right? In March.
In March, beginning of March. That's
Excellent, Etienne. Well, we're gonna keep going with your with the French. We're gonna get you speaking even more French. So when you go back, your colleagues will be like, "Wow, even more."
good.
Excellent. And Gabon is such a beautiful country. I've heard from you, and so now I want to go as well.
J'ai besoin de pratiquer beaucoup mon français.
No, Etienne, tu es excellent, oui. But let me ask you one more question, Etienne. Would you recommend the Bonjour Brigitte program to others?
Oh yes, I certainly would. I mean, there's countless number of programs out there, both online and computer based. Um, And of course, there's classroom training too. I found this combination has been really good. The other classmates that are going through at the same time, they're from all over the world, dialing in from different time zones, and they're all different skill levels too. But Bridget pairs us up with compatible folks, and yeah, I think you should you should try it if you have um, a need or desire to learn French, and maybe you've tried different ways, maybe you haven't gotten very far. This is a different technique that I think is quite valuable.
Merci beaucoup, Etienne, et à bientôt.
You're very welcome. Je vous en prie.